Hello and welcome everyone to AARP Wyoming's 2026 Video Voter Guide Series. I'm Tom Laycock with AARP Wyoming, and today we're joined by Bo Biteman, who is running to represent Wyoming in the U.S. House of Representatives. AARP has a proud 40-year history of nonpartisan voter engagement and does not endorse or oppose candidates, nor does AARP make contributions to political campaigns or candidates at any level. Instead, we ask questions so our AARP Wyoming members understand where the candidates sit on important issues and can make their own decisions on Election Day. Today, I'll ask Mr. Biteman 2 questions, allowing for a 1 minute and 30-second response to each. Then we'll give him 2 minutes to deliver his pitch to the voters of Wyoming. Mr. Biteman, thanks for joining us today. Our first question is this: if elected, how would you help family caregivers save money and time so they can continue caring for their loved ones?
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for having me. First of all, I would gladly sponsor or co-sponsor any kind of a tax credit for caregivers. I know there's been legislation pending in Washington lately. It hasn't gone very far. I would definitely on day one start to champion that legislation, put my name to it, and help drag it across the finish line. I think it's very important for caregivers to at least get some kind of a tax credit for the time and expenses that they put in. I would also expand telehealth and rural broadband so caregivers in Wyoming don't have to drive hours for routine appointments. We can increase access to hospitals, to respite care programs, allow more flexibility in our HSA health savings accounts, and other tax provisions, support paid family leave options. There's just so much. Expanding access to in-home healthcare services, something we've done here in Wyoming as Senate President. I put some more money in the budget to allow for more in-home services for our senior centers, and just flat out cutting red tape in Medicare and Medicaid, things that make it harder for caregivers to navigate the system. Being from a rural state, we understand how difficult caregiving can be, and when services are so far away and costing, very, very expensive.
Thank you very much. Our second and final question for today: if elected, how would you work to protect and strengthen Social Security for older Americans, their children, and grandchildren?
Great question. Social Security is definitely a promise, not a government handout. First and foremost, Wyoming seniors paid into the system their whole life. I oppose any cuts to any benefits or for current retirees or those nearing retirement. There's a lot of specific reforms we can do to strengthen and shore up Social Security. Obviously, eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse is probably the lowest hanging fruit. We all know there's that out there, but we got to grow this economy first and foremost. Affordability is a huge issue for Wyomingites, and one way to do it is to grow the economy so you have more people paying into the system, good paying jobs, getting people back to work, removing barriers for older Americans who want to continue working part-time without being penalized, making sure that Congress can no longer ignore the long-term solvency problem of Social Security. We've known the solvency issues of Social Security since I was a senior in high school and back in the 90s. I did a paper on it. It's time that Congress just gets over it and gets the job done. And it can be a bipartisan issue. I don't see how this is not a Republican versus Democrat issue. It's an American issue, and I think we all can work together and get to the bottom of this and solve it for once and for all.
Well, thank you for taking the time to answer our questions. Now let's give Mr. Biteman 2 minutes to explain why you believe you're the best person to represent Wyoming.
Well, thank you, Tom. As I mentioned, I'm the current Senate President. I've spent 10 years in the Wyoming legislature. I have the most legislative experience of anybody in this race. I know what it takes to get bills drafted, brought to the floor, and passed. I know how to build coalitions to get the right people together to get the job done. I can work with anybody. I'm not a bridge burner. I'm a bridge builder. think that's very important, especially in Washington right now. Washington is broken because it's so partisan and divided. I think that it's time for a new generation of leadership and somebody with a proven track record that can go to Washington on day one and be effective for all of Wyoming and lead all of Wyoming. And because we only have one representative, and we need somebody that doesn't need on the job training when they get there. They can get to work for the people of Wyoming and stand up for people. And I feel like I'm the best qualified for that. I'm a family man. I'm a business owner. I have two teenage daughters, so I have skin in the game, and I'm running for Congress because their future's at stake. I think affordability is the number one issue in this campaign, and not very many people are talking about it, but I'm not afraid to talk about it. We got to get gas prices down. We got to get the economy going. We got to get inflation under control. And I'm capable and the most capable to get that done. And I really encourage you to check me out, and I ask for your vote.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Biteman, for your time, and to our viewers for joining us in this video voter guide. We encourage you to keep checking Cowboy State Daily and AARP Wyoming's Facebook page for more video voter guides in the days to come.